Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Telegraph Herald More Than the Score. I'm your host Steve Ortman. Alongside me this week, track and field guru Brenden West, back from Drake Stadium. How's it going?
Pretty good. Do you like my tan lines, or I don't know if the camera can pick those up.
Maybe,
but,
yeah, got some sun down there.
Spent a lot of time in the sun.
Nice weekend. You know, I actually learned something really interesting last week while you were gone.
What's that?
I was getting ready for state track, getting all hyped up and excited, and I thought I ran a mile around the track to get all fired up. But I only ran 2 laps. It turns out a mile on a track is 4 laps, I guess?
Yes, it is, yeah. Or 1,600 meters.
So learn something new every day. Good thing I'm not covering track. We leave that to you.
Here's a fun fact.
Okay.
2 miles is 3,200 meters. What you do is you take 1,600 and times it by 2, and then you got 2 miles.
You can tell you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
So let's get to all the action. Tons of area athletes had big weekends.
Yeah, state, this is easily the busiest I've been at the state track meet, and it seems like I'm getting busier and busier every year. This year, we crowned 7 champions, including 5 on Saturday, the final day of state. So I was jogging up and down the stairs, running all over like a maniac, and that's not even including all the different medalists, all the different school records that were set over the course of this last week. So it was definitely an exciting, phenomenal time to be down in Des Moines, and this area has a lot to be proud of. We'll start with Wahlert, because it feels like every single year when it comes to the Wahlert girls program, they have to be talked about. They earned another team trophy. They got second place, tied for second place in girls class 3A. And it was the relays again. Wahlert setting records. They set a record in the 4x200 on Friday, and they set another record in the 4x100 on Saturday. It's the same 4 girls running both of those relays: Anna Sherman, Libby Wedewer, Claire Broderick, and Bailey Haskin. Haskin and Sherman have both had phenomenal careers, setting records, winning titles, winning Drake titles, state trophies, you name it. With those girls. They got to cap it with another trophy at state. I was able to catch up with them after their record-setting 4x200 race that they particularly love, and they just had some fond things to say about their memories on the track together.
You mentioned how this was kind of special for you guys. It's your favorite race to run together, the 4x2. Why? I mean, is it because you guys have both had so much success in this event, setting records, winning Drake relays? Take me through why this is so special for you two in particular.
I think that the success we have plays a big role in it, and we're so good at this race, and the 200 is probably our strongest sprint all around in Wahlert. So I feel like this is really our race, and we know we can really excel in it, so I think that's why we get so excited. And this is our last race, our last 4x2. So it means a lot to set that record together.
That wasn't the only thing that happened for the Wahlert girls. Aaliyah Carter on Friday earned a long jump title. Pretty interesting story with her. She hasn't been on the track in a while, and this was her first Iowa State track championship. She already goes out. She wins the long jump with a jump of 18 feet, which is only 2.5 inches short of the record. And then on Thursday, she actually earned a medal in the high jump. So she definitely has a promising career ahead of her. Not to mention Libby Wedewer, Claire Broderick. They'll both be back next year. So I think that Wahlert Golden Eagles team is definitely still primed to do very well. The boys too. Alden Kuntz, he qualified for the 100 and 200 meter finals, earning medals in both, getting second in the 200 again this year. So the Wahlert program in general, again, every year has something to be proud of, and that's not to mention the distance teams that also earned a ton of medals this week. So congratulations to them.
All right, well, shifting over to the boys' side now, Dyersville Beckman had a really strong weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of the smaller Class 2A teams. Beckman only qualified in a handful of events, and it was only a handful of athletes really doing it, but boy, did they make a huge impact. Let's start with their 4x200 team. They got a second place medal on Friday. So, but they've gotten second place they got second place last year in the 4x2 and the 4x1, and frankly, those kids were really tired of it. So, Riley Fangman, Joel Vasky, Mark Brown, and Evan Wolfcool, they all decided to go out and set a record Saturday morning. They won the sprint medley relay with a record time, finally getting that first place championship medal that they've been seeking. Not only that, but Mark Brown repeated as 400 hurdles champion, and that same relay team won the 4x100. So that's 3 titles. Add the second place to that. They actually walked away with a third place team trophy in boys 2A. So definitely a huge accomplishment to them. I caught up with Joel Vasky and Mark Brown about sort of the edge that those guys brought to this meet, and it really made the difference for the Trailblazers.
What do you think this means for Beckman, the program, the school, the track team? What does this performance mean?
If you come and you look at the team with the guys we have right down here, it's a small team, but man, I think that's a lot of motivation for the kids in the stands that came down as underclassmen. I know they want one next year too because they're not done yet, so they're putting in a lot of work this offseason. That's a little bit extra fuel for them. See what you can do. Small team, that doesn't matter. Next year we're losing a big senior class, so they'll probably drop down to 1A. They'll have their chances.
Awesome.
God, this shirt's really itchy. Oh, do you mind giving me the shirt off your back?
No. But you know who did give them his shirt off his back was Mark Brown, that 2-time 400 hurdler.
Really?
As I was talking about. Yes, he did. Heather Bockenstead, after the boys set the sprint medley record, Heather Bockenstead for the girls Beckman team decided, you know what? It would be great if I could get a little bit of that luck, ever superstitious. So after winning the shuttle hurdle relay title with the Beckman girls, she actually borrowed Mark Brown's shirt and she won a 100 girls hurdle title for Class 2A. The Beckman girls, they finished 4th in the team standings, so just short of a team trophy. But I caught up with Bockenstead too, and she, an incredible hurdler, gifted, great meet for her, winning 2 titles with that shuttle hurdle team and 1 individually. So we were able to talk to her a little bit, and she was just talking about how much the boys team and the girls team really played off each other to have a successful, phenomenal weekend for the Trailblazers.
You know, that was you're going to be back at that starting line for your 100 hurdles and everything. So you already know that you could do it. You already know that you could cross the finish line first. How much does this race pump you up for what you got coming up later today?
Great relays runner-up, Benton Community.
I don't really care about 100 hurdles. I have 4x1 later. I want to bring it home to them too. And 100 hurdles is just a nice little bonus for me and the coaches, knowing they pushed me and helped me to get there. From the beginning of the year, I just wanted a place, and I'm there, so whatever happens, happens.
Awesome. You're a state champion. How does it feel to hear that?
It feels amazing. I've heard so many people, our boys just won Sprint Med, and now we get to say we're bringing one home too. Our whole team just is bringing it home to Beckman, and we're so excited.
Awesome.
And I tell you what, these area track teams definitely have a lot to be proud of. We pretty much just focused on the championships for this edition of More Than the Score, but I tell you what, the senior boys with Jalen Hildebrand, those relay teams, Angelo Romagna and the hurdles, they had a nice weekend. Stevie Lamb also for the Rams. She went out with several medals, so there was definitely a lot for this area to be proud of. It's just that Beckman and Wahlert really kind of stole the show, especially on Saturday. 5 titles between those 2 programs on Saturday alone. So congratulations to Beckman and Wahlert.
All right, well, another great weekend down at Drake Stadium. Brendan, you did a great job down there, as well as our photographer, Nikki Cole. Shout out to you guys.
Yes.
Great coverage of the Iowa State Track and Field Championships. And you did a great job on this recap show. And these are one of my favorite shows of the year because it's what I like to call the bobblehead edition for myself. I get to just kind of sit over here and just kind of nod along. So great job. Plenty of things coming up here in the next week, but we'll leave that for next week. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Telegraph Herald More Than the Score. I'm your host, Steve Ortman. For track and field guru Brennan West, we'll see you next week.